Body of slain Lasantha Wickrematunge exhumed. JMO to monitor investigations. Minor earth tremor reported from Galle. Sri Lankan killed in Korean accident. Tensions flare following the tragedy. Clinton and Trump clash in first debate of the US presidential election.
Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Sharon Silva.
And I'm Jitendra Gunesena. Let's now take a look at the local stories in detail. The acting Chief Justice took oaths before President Maithripala Sirisena today.
Supreme Court Judge Priyasa Depp was sworn in as the acting Chief Justice. Meanwhile, the presentation of the first flag of the Flag Week, which is carried out in line with the International Day for Elders, was held this morning.
The remains of the late Lasantha Wickrematunge, which were exhumed today, were moved to the Judicial Medical Office in Colombo for further examinations.
The remains of the Sunday leader editor, the late Lasantha Wickrematunge, were exhumed today in the presence of Colombo Additional Magistrate Mohammed Nihar. The Mount Lavinia magistrate ordered the exhumation following the CID reporting that there were discrepancies between the post-mortem report and the government analyst report on the death. Specialist JMO of the Kalabovla Hospital, Dr. Sunil Kumara, had ruled that the death was a result of a shooting and had also provided a report indicating that there were 12 bullet wounds on the body of Lasantha Wickrematunge. However, reports provided by Professor Mohan Silva, who performed the surgery, and the government analysts cite that the death was not caused by a shooting. Thereby, due to these anomalies, the Criminal Investigations Department made a request to exhume the body, a process which was followed today. A heavy security detail was evident in the vicinity of the burial grounds in Borala today during the exhumation, and the media were not permitted from entering the premises. The exhumation was interrupted when a drone was used to record footage of the process taking place inside the burial grounds. An attorney appearing on behalf of Lasantha Wickrematunge elaborated on the reasons as to why media was denied entry to the burial grounds.
There is no court order, but a request was made from the family. The skeleton is intact. The entire body was exhumed without any problem. What remains is the investigation.
The body was then moved to the office of the Colombo JMO. As per the order issued by the Mount Lavinia magistrate, a medical team including 3 JMOs will conduct the post-mortem and report findings to court. A former member of the Sri Lanka Army is in custody on suspicion over the murder of Lasantha Wickrematunge. Lasantha Wickrematunge was assassinated on the 8th of January 2009 in Athidia.
Now, moving on to more headline-making news, a tremor was felt in several parts of the Galle district early this morning. The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau said the tremor recorded a magnitude of 2.9 on the Richter scale.
It might have been around 5:45 this morning when many in the Galle area woke up to some sound or perhaps the sound of thunder.
The tremor was recorded at the Pallekele, Mahakanadarawa and Hakmana earthquake monitoring centers. Newsfirst examined CCTV footage obtained from several areas which had captured the moments during the course of the tremor. While notable changes are not visible in the footage, the tremor was felt in the Galle, Babdegama, Vanduraba, Ahangama, Habaraduwa, Ratgama and Hikkadua areas.
My legs vibrated, after which I heard a loud noise. I heard an unusual sound. With that, the floor shook. It was around 5:35 when we were close to the Water River police station when the ground shook a little.
Chairman of the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau, Dr. Kitsiri Disanayake, said that the epicenter of the tremor was recorded close to the southern seas. He added that the formation of a new tectonic plate in the southern seas close to Sri Lanka is most likely to be the cause of the tremor. Dr. Kitsiri Disanayake went on to note that the signals of the tremor recorded at earthquake monitoring centers were quite weak. The earthquake has taken place close to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Indian Ocean, which recorded a magnitude of around 4.7 on the Richter scale. This earthquake has taken place 10 kilometers below the oceanic plates, and that was a tremor which was felt in the Galle area.
ඒ භූමිකම්පාව තමයි ගාල්ලු ප්‍රදේශයට දැනෙලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ හුඟක් වෙලාට බොහෝ දුරට
This earthquake is most likely to have occurred around 1 kilometer below sea level. Sri Lanka is situated in the Indo-Australia plate. So since we can see a certain change in the tectonic plate to the southeast of the country, we were able to experience a larger number of minor tremors during the course of the past few years. So this is based on the same region.
No, this tremor has nothing to do with the new formation of the tectonic plate. Reason being is that this tremor has occurred close to the Nicobar Islands and not close to this new tectonic plate. The Disaster Management Center said that no damages were reported in the tremor which was felt in Galle. Similar tremors were experienced in several areas in Sri Lanka since last year. A tremor was felt last year in the Tissamaharama area in Hambantota on the 17th of January, while another was experienced on the 12th of March the same year in several areas of the Polonnaruwa district and one in the Kandy district on the 29th of December. I believe that when designing and constructing buildings in the future, they should be done so in a way that they would be resilient to earthquakes. Several factors, including the rigidity of the soil horizon, should be taken into account when designing buildings. When inquired by Newsfirst, the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau said that new criteria and methods have been introduced by the Bureau, taking the situation into account.
A Sri Lankan succumbed in a motor accident that took place in Ulsan, South Korea. Tensions flared at the scene as the perpetrators fled following the accident.
The accident had taken place opposite an eatery operated by a Sri Lankan in Ulsan, South Korea. A party had been hosted for the opening of the eatery, and an individual who was leaving the party had thus been killed in the accident. A tense situation arose as the driver of the vehicle attempted to flee the scene. He left at around 10:43 and waiting for a taxi. A Mongolian who was driving at high speed, even when the red light was on, first crashed onto the taxi and then crashed onto the youth. He was thrown 20 feet to the back and crashed onto a bus halt where he fell to the ground. The victim was identified as YG Jalad Kumara, a father of 4 from Dikwella Mathura. He has been employed in South Korea for 5 years and went overseas for the second time. Jalad Kumar went with this accident 1 month away from completing his service contract.
My husband went to Korea on the 1st of May. It has been 4 years since he left. He came to the country recently.
At around 8:39, a friend of my father spoke to my mother from Korea. They told us that it will take time to bring the body to the country. Those who informed us will be blessed.
Sri Lankan ambassador to South Korea, Manisha Gunasekara, said that the remains will be moved to the country on the 29th. She added that the driver of the vehicle that caused the accident has been identified as a Mongolian labourer.
In other local news, former Minister Mahinda Aluthkamage, who was in remand custody, was released on bail today.
Mahinda Aluthkamage had cases filed against him on earning money through unlawful means and using those funds to purchase assets. Aluthkamage was in remand custody for 14 days and was released on a cash bail of 50,000 rupees and 4 surety bails of 1 million rupees each. Today, the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption filed a case against Mahinda Aluthkamage for irregularities said to have taken place when importing sports equipment while he was serving as the Minister of Sports. The Halstoff magistrate took up the case today and decided to release Aluthkamage on a cash bail of 100,000 rupees and 2 surety bails of 5 million rupees each.
Attorney at Law Major Ajit Prasanna convened a media briefing today and spoke about collecting money to pay a fine of an army officer.
I am the one who should start this fund and not Bandulu Gunawardana. I spoke to Vimal Wickremesinghe and told him not to collect money. Even after the conversation we had, he had collected money yesterday or the day before at Godagama. When they have already collected an amount of 2 million rupees, who gets the excess amount that has been collected? They are committing theft using the reputation of the war heroes. Why is Bandulu Gunawardana trying to deceive people? They even pressured me not to have this media briefing. A lawyer known to Namal Rajapaksa called me and told me not to convene this media briefing as this will affect the joint opposition. My answer was that I am not a part of the joint opposition. Unlike the ones who have a false affection towards the war heroes to get votes, we love the war heroes.
Major Ajit Prasanna කියන මහත්මයෙක් ඔබතුමාට මේ චෝදනාවක් කරනවා. එතුමාලා තමයි පටන් ගත්තේ අපි මේක.
Let's talk about this in a different platform. No, we have reached a decision. We are trying to restrict the time frame allocated for Tuesday for economic related matters.
The people of Baptist village in Gaul are unable to erase the unpleasant memories of the tsunami as their request for a drop of clean drinking water has fallen upon deaf ears.
While the first step was taken to provide the Baptist village in the south with clean drinking water, in the northwest of the country the foundation was laid for the much needed renovation of a community hall and a milk collecting centre in the Egodapitiya village.
Come at the 100 days.
We did not have a milk collecting center. We carry on this process under a tree amidst many hardships.
During the rainy season, the lorries do not come.
We are eager to go ahead with the project, but since there is no milk collecting center, these people do not seem to be interested in it.
In line with the commencement of providing a milk collecting centre for the people of Egodapitiya, Karulakaswa in Puttalam, the Come at the 100-day program also commenced the project to renovate a building for the Funeral Aid Society in Egodapitiya. The project is being carried out with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Export Credit Insurance Corporation. These establishments belong to you. The only thing that we can do for you is to protect and develop these establishments, is to assist you in some way and to take it forward. When the milk from this village is collected and the community gathers at this community hall, the idea these people have on development improves and helps the development of the village, which in turn develops the country. The Come at the 100-day program has also set aside opportunities for children to showcase their abilities. This drama staged during the opening ceremony caught the attention of everyone at the village. With the intervention of Puttalam DIG Attorney at Law SP Ratnayaka, the Come at the 100-day program promised to provide aid and assistance to a student who showcased exceptional talent in the drama. This special project for the dairy farmers of Egodopitia is indeed a boost to the economy. We intend on fulfilling this initiative as a social service. We have carried out such programs in the past as well as we intend on continuing to do so. The Sri Lanka Export Credit Insurance Corporation financially supported this project with the expectation of assisting another series of projects under the Gammatha 100-Day initiative. While the Gammatha Savia organization also contributed to this initiative, the organization was established and active members were recruited. The people of the Baptist Tsunami village in Galle bear bitter memories of water. The locals of this village waited for a project which will supply them with clean drinking water while having their sight set on a water source located in the area. The first step taken by the Gammatha 100-Day initiative to make the dreams of these people a reality brought a smile among the faces of the village.
We did not draw these plans while seated in air-conditioned rooms in Colombo. These projects were initiated after we came to the people and inquired about their issues. We will assure you that we will have clean drinking water starting today. The initiation of this program is something to be happy about as citizens because the Sirasa Media Network is going beyond the boundaries of media to serve the people. All of us have the responsibility to serve the people.
The water project for the Baptist village is sponsored by the EMW Jayasuriya Memorial Trust.
We did not start such community service programs just recently. Even when floods hit the country or at a disaster situation, we went beyond our duties as the media to assist during these instances.
While the access road to the Kinakatia at Kanduru village in Galle being declared open, the Board of Officers of the Gammatha Savia organization officially handed over the respective documents to the Gammatha General Secretary.
You too can establish a Gammatha Savia organization, make a proposal through and approve it. Then we too can make an attempt to not only assist you but the communities living around you in any way. Our happiness is the hope that the foundation stone which we lay today will grow into something which will be beneficial to you.
The initiative will continue its service of bringing joy to the sorrow hearts of the people with the contribution of people with bigger hearts.
In other local news, a forest fire destroyed hundreds of thousands of acres of forest land today, raising the risk of environmental destruction. Today's fire was reported in the Allabadul area in close proximity to the Little Adams Peak Mountains.
The fire that broke out this morning engulfed many trees in the tourist hotspot. The fire is yet to be doused, and based on assumptions, thousands of acres of forest land have been destroyed. 5,300 acres of forest land have been destroyed in fires so far this year alone. According to environmentalists and researchers, a majority of these fires in forests are results of acts of arson. The arrest of 2 persons over the fire in the Hangurankita Forest Reserve proves that the fires are the result of human activity. However, a broader measure is yet to be taken to prevent such forest fires. Environmentalists point out that it may take more than many decades to restore the balance in the environment following the destruction caused to the forests.
Incidents of wild elephants encroaching on villagers due to dry weather patterns were reported from Hambantota, Polonnarua and Ampara today.
3 wild pachyderms were trapped in the Morakandayaya village in Valsapagala, Hambantota today. According to a correspondent, efforts made by the wildlife officers to drive away these elephants from the village have proved futile. Wild elephants have encroached on the Veerapura village in Lanka, Polonnarua. Wild elephants on the Somavati National Park and the other national parks caused serious damage to houses in the area. A correspondent reported that the malfunctioned electricity fence was the cause of the issue. One person was killed in a wild elephant attack in Uhana, Ampara last morning. Pachyderms were seen roaming in the area today as well.
Minister of Commerce and Industry of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, addressing the media in Colombo today, said that signing the proposed Economic and Technology Cooperative Agreement, or ECCA, will give Sri Lanka access to India's $1.25 billion market.
However, commenting on protests against the proposed agreement, Minister Sitharaman reassured Colombo that negotiations will include detailed discussions on ironing out concerns without timeline pressures.
It is important to recognize that this negotiation has to be done in detail and without any kind of pressure on the timeline. It has got to be done with a lot of trust, and there's absolutely no compulsion on the time. It is important to recognize that both sides should be at ease when they conclude. Both sides should be at ease when they negotiate. We believe that agreements of this nature, which are going to stand for a duration of time, will have to be done with a certain sense of responsibility and understanding.
A team from Sri Lanka is due to arrive in New Delhi early next month for negotiations. Minister Sitharaman said the agreement is part of India's neighbourhood first policy. Minister of Trade and Strategic Development said the government is hoping to finalise the agreement soon, but there is no pressure to finalise it by the end of the year.
I would request the media to look at the positive side of it. See what positive side of it. I'm sure all the fears of the business community will be addressed. So look at it positively, how Sri Lanka can benefit from this agreement.
The new sports facilities of Gateway College were unveiled at a ceremony today.
The sports facilities were declared open under the auspices of Minister of Sports Dayasiri Jayasekara in line with the 20th anniversary of Gateway College. The new facilities consist of several new additions, including a 6-lane swimming pool constructed to international standards, a FIBA-certified basketball court, and an indoor sports complex with 2 badminton courts, as well as a dormitory for 40 sportsmen and women.
I think in many sports, Gateway has participated in national, international events, and some students are here. They are the winners of South Asian Games.
We at Gateway are trained to dream, and that has been given to us by our leader, who used to dream a lot. He trained all of us to dream. Long years ago, he was given a piece of jungle and he was asked to start a school. He went with a dream, and within 20 years, he managed to bring the school to a level where he saw his children representing Sri Lanka at national and international level in various sports besides academics.
Well, with that, we wrap up your primetime news. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jitendra Gunasena.
And I'm Shen Silva. Take care and good night.